everybody, I'm Jeanne Baney and welcome to my channel. I'm here for Flip Through Friday because I have finally accomplished something in these last couple months, and that is finishing up my star-shaped journal. Now, not quite how I envisioned it to look. The appearance is a little rough. It's not going to sit very well on the shelf because it's tilted. But I went ahead and I kept chunking away at it, kept working at it, and it is done. It says March on the cover, but it turned out to be March and April. So that's how I kind of roll here. And this little picture here is very cute. I put on the cover just because I thought he was very cheeky. And I thought he was cute and he kind of fit in the mold there. So anyway, I'm going to show you this. It was quite a bear to work in. It was just challenging, let me just put it that way. And so I've showed you some pages at the beginning because I showed you that, dear reader, March came in like a lamb. It was 77 degrees and sunny. So I've got the little spring flowers. I've got the little March guy sneaking in. There's my lamb. That's day 1 in March. And then this was a prompt from Janet Nash's channel. And we had to do a pocket, and we had to have a pig, and we had to have lace, buttons, and flowers, I think. If I remember, I totally have forgotten what I need. What I need is a little note in there, maybe tucked under here or something. So anyway, so those are the first 2 pages. I did put this on, and it was longer, but it was white on the ends, and I kept thinking that there was something wrong with it. And then I'd look at it again and think, oh, it looks all right. But I decided just to cut them off. So I made it a little bit shorter. And normally I don't like real fussy things like that. But for some reason, I put it on there and I'm keeping it. And I know you're all like still wondering, well, where the heck is she been forever and ever? Because I think the last time I made a video, it was about 2 months ago, just before St. Patrick's Day. And I did my St. Patrick's journal. But I think at the time I said I was going to be away for a little bit because I was trying to get ready for my sisters to come. And then I had, while I was getting ready and while my sisters were here, I was trying to keep up with them. I had sciatica, and I didn't know, I've never had it before. I didn't know that you don't work it out by keeping going. You have to rest it. So I made it really bad. So then I was kind of down for the count, and I've just been struggling. And then the more I was down, the harder it was to get around. And then it was getting kind of scary, and then I started pushing myself, and I ended up going to the doctor, gave me muscle relaxants, and it cleared up that part of it. But in the meantime, I was having a lot of trouble walking. So anyway, so I was just not feeling myself. I lost my mojo. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to get over this. And so anyway, I kind of wondered what mojo was actually when I kept people started asking me, where have you been? And I just said, well, I've lost my mojo. I'm struggling a little bit. But it is kind of a little magical thing, and it's kind of, it was kind of an interesting, I probably should have grabbed a copy of that and let you see what it was. What it is, it's something to do with being natural and bubbly, and you're creative and so forth, you know. So anyway, so people have been using it correctly, but it also has a very mystical meaning too, which I didn't know about, and I'm not like all into all that. So anyway, I didn't put day 2 on here anywhere, but I kind of called it day 2 because here's day 3 and day 4, and that's the end of naming the days. It rained all day, and so I've got us, my friend and I, floating around in a pea pod, carrying umbrellas, and that's kind of how it happened on March 3rd. March 4th, I read somewhere it's the only day in the year that tells us what to do, to March 4th. So seeing that should have kept me busy marching forth, but I didn't. I've been kind of indulging myself for the last 2 months, and I decided I just needed to get back, jump back in. I miss this. I start watching videos, and I don't even want to come into my art room because it's such a mess. I don't know how. I feel like I have just spent my life reorganizing my art room, and all I do is mess it up the minute I come in here and start working. So anyway, for some reason, and I don't even remember why, Amy from Doki Doke Forest said something about Queen Jeanne, or I was Queen Jeanne, or I said I was Queen Jeanne, or something. She said, you need to put that in the book. So I did. And I thought that was kind of fun. I found this picture that I have been saving for a long time to use. And it looked like that, but it didn't fit in the book. But I wanted that to be the Queen Jeanne right there with the exercise pants on and the fuzzy little top, and you know, anyway, I just kind of pictured that as being Queen Jeanne. But when I folded the legs back up, it just looked funny in the book, and I didn't like how it looked. So I thought, well, I'll make a little skirt. Then I had to make a little pair of shoes. So now every time I flip it down, I think I look like I look distressed because I'm undressed. So anyway, that cracks me up every time I look, and it's all your fault, Amy. So anyway, so that was my my Queen Jeanne page, and I can't even remember. And if you remember, Amy, you can put it in the comments. But I can't even remember why I was to be Queen Jeanne. There was something that came up, and I don't remember what it was. That's what happens when you're almost 73, which will happen to me next week. Because this is my little gift to myself, is getting back on the wagon and getting back to my art room and just doing a little bit. I actually kind of completed the journal tonight before I started this, and I kept thinking I should be filming it. I all the way through it, I'm talking to you in my heads. But anyway, so this was Seize the Day, and I had a hard time figuring out how to work around all these points. So that's what I did. This little picture is a picture of a little March angel that I picked up at the bins, and she was broken. Her head was off. She was cracked all the way around. Her wing, her halo was broken on the inside. There was some crushed stuff. Anyway, she was a mess. but she was so cute that I went ahead and got her. And then I thought, well, okay, I'm going to glue her head back on. I'm going to glue her body back together. And I'm going to try and sell her. Because I looked up what she was worth, and if she was in good condition, she was worth like $75. So anyway, so I glued her back together and put her down for, I think, $19.99 or something. And lo and behold, somebody bought her. They were happy as a clam to get her. And I thought, well, there you go. So here we are. Feed your passion. And that was one of the things that I put on here, even though I'd put these backgrounds on a couple weeks ago. This feed your passion came up, and I thought that's exactly what I need to do. My passion is working in gluing in these books and stuff. And I'm still struggling moving this arm. Can't move it. I have to inch my way around. And it's just painful to do anything. And of course I have to do everything with my right arm. I have to glue. I have to, do all that stuff. So I'm just going to have to feed it. I'm just going to have to just, do what I can. And then I have some gardening things back here because March is, well, really April is the month of gardening. But I put it in there because this is March and April. Because by this time, it was all just a jumble. It wasn't really March, April journal. It was just an art journal at this point. It's just a spring journal. And so when I pull this out, you can see her little antenna, which you don't see when that's in there. But anyway, that's my little, this is a journal card, which I'm going to write my thoughts on shortly. I do have some thoughts. I have some real thoughts that I want to put on that card. Okay, well, this is another page. I saw these 2 pages in a magazine, and I just loved them. I loved all the little bottles. Lily of the Valley, of course, is my, what do they call it, plant of the month, or the plant for the month of May. And so I've always had a little weakness. And only one place have I ever lived that we had a little bit of Lily of the Valley growing, and it was always just a tiny bit. It never spread. It never got big or showy or even had much of a scent to it at all. And I kind of thought to myself, that's what I need to do. I need to start adding some things to my garden that I have wanted to put in for years. So anyway, Lily of the Valley is one of them. And of course, all the little jars are cute. And then I have this little, I know you won't be able to see that, but if I scrunch it up, maybe you can see that it's glittery tulle. And so that's a little page there. And then on this side is all the blue. The blue and purples. So that's kind of the blue and purple, but even though it goes over this side, it still looks nice on the green. So anyway, finders keepers. Just when you, I do find these bottles every once in a while. My mother used to collect them, and that's why they mean something to me. I don't have any of hers. I don't know whatever happened to her collection, but that's what that is. I guess I'm going to have to glue that down a little bit better. This was birthday paper from a couple years ago that I just thought was cute as a button, and I've put it in several things. Look how when I open this up, it's just, I don't know why it's like that. It just would not, it lays kind of, pretty close together, but it's just a mess, these points. But I soldiered on, and I kept working in it. This little girl, she kind of reminds me of the day that I went to the library and met up with a friend here in Dayton, and we we worked on art stuff. We both brought stuff to work at, and signed up for a room, and we spent the whole afternoon just making different things. I'm not even sure what all we made. In fact, I should get them out. I'll have to show you that later, I guess. But anyway, there was 2 little girls, and one of them I made a page for her, and then I kept this one. And I added the little cat because I cut off the other side of the page that showed that she was actually tying that onto a sheep. That must be Mary who had the little lamb. I don't know. But anyway, I put a cat in there instead, and now she's tying the bow on the cat. And the cat, of course, is right in the middle of all the dogs. There's no cats here. These are all dogs. That looks like a little cat, but I'm sure it's a dog. But anyway, I really love that little page. I thought those were just adorable, and I couldn't bear to throw away that paper. This came out of Daphne's diary page, a poster. It was a poster, and I thought, okay, I'm just going to lay it on there and cut it up. Of course, I cut off the bear's head, and then I had to piece it together down here, so it does look kind of funny, but if I didn't tell you, you might not have noticed. But life itself is the most wonderful fairy tale. Oh, that's what this page needs. This page needs a quote. I don't have a quote for it. Life itself is the most wonderful fairy tale. And yeah, usually it is. It is in this picture. Doesn't that look like a little fairy tale with them wearing their little hats? Look at that owl with the with the flowers, and the flowers in the antlers. And of course I had to make the antlers bigger, so that's why this page is wide up here. Of course you didn't notice that, did you? Anyway, that's why that page is a little bit taller, and because I didn't want to lose all the antlers with the bird in it, and although I lost most of the bird. Anyway, I just worked with it, and I'm happy with it. When I flip that page over, I think of it as being a little fairy tale. I just love the little, I think that's a little fox, and here's a little hedgehog, and a chipmunk, and a raccoon. Ooh, this is a fox. So what is that? I don't know what that is. That's a fox, and that's a deer, and there's an owl. So if you know what that is, tell me what it is in the comments, because I don't know what that is all of a sudden. I thought that was the fox. That's the fox. Okay, this is the next page. I had this page of stickers, and I just loved it. And I took all the stickers off of that sheet and put them on this page, and then I didn't know what to do with the middle. So I finished the middle tonight. I added this, and I think I might draw some flowers. I only had these to cut out. I didn't have any more, but I might just draw some. So that would be kind of a fun thing to do. And this probably is shiny, so I may have to tilt this so that you can see it. I can't tell from where I'm at which way it shows up. But anyway, so that page is a little bit unfinished still. And of course, April was Easter. And this is way too busy of a page, but I don't really care. I cut out all the little things from the Seas catalog that came. And all the little candies, and the I made a little Easter thing, and there's a little bunny, a Seas candy bunny, and this says good times, and this is from candy that I had at Easter time. I did eat a little bit of candy. And then this is a little tag, and I wrote, spent Easter with Diane at James's house. We had ham, asparagus for dinner, and it was a beautiful sunny day. We didn't do any eggs. We didn't dye any eggs or hide eggs or do anything. We just enjoyed being, having a nice lazy day, which is something that, since Diane works, that's a big treasure for her to have a lazy day. So then this picture had all this floral stuff on it, and I really liked it. So I added a butterfly, and I added this little hydrangea baby as a pocket. So I can stick something in here, but I don't have anything in there right now. And then this is a little sticker that does not go at all with the page, but I just put it there anyway because he fit and he was cute to me. So there he is, and that was fun. I love hydrangeas. I have white ones, great big white ones, and my son has blue ones and pink ones. So anyway, I really enjoy when they bloom. And they didn't bloom in March or April, but what did bloom was purple lilacs that look very similar. So we were just gonna go with that. And then this was kind of fun. I saw that in a magazine, and I thought, well, I have to do that. That was cute. And then later on, I found this other thread and added that to it. Live the life you've imagined, trying desperately. And this is a little pocket, and I've got something in there, but nothing of any real importance. A little journal card, and a little sticker, and that. So that's hidden in there. If anybody ever wants to look in there, they can. This is little. This is out of my my magazine, my Home Companion. I finally started cutting up some stuff. Not much has made it into this journal, but I am cutting up some stuff. So anyway, so that's that page. And then this is the end, and I said, March went out like a lion, true to the old wives' tales. When it comes in like a lamb, it goes out like a lion. When it comes in like a lion, it goes out like a lamb. And we had a windy, blustery day, high winds, 60 to 80 miles an hour. And so I drew the wind blowing, and we did have flowers, and this little whimsical page I made just because it was all pretty stuff. And then I don't know what to do with these little tips, these little points, because they're very hard to keep. I've glued them a couple times and they still come unglued, so I might have to just trim them off or do something different. Think of something different. But I like that page. I thought that was very pretty, and I was just at the last minute. I had this and this. At the last minute, I remembered about the wind and about the fact that I didn't mark how March ended up. And I always kind of like to know those things. It's something I always try to remember every year. And then, of course, we're ending with April. So that is my flip through Friday. And I always forget to say who it is. It's Janet Nash is the one that introduced me to it. But she gets it from someone else who started the whole Flip Through Friday. And I can't think of her name, but I will put it in the information box so that if you want to tag her or go to hashtag Flip Through Friday. Flip Through Friday, all one word. Hashtag at the beginning. You'll see all kinds of people, and I've enjoyed watching everybody's books. So anyway, so this was my offering this time. And, you know, it does look okay. It almost looks like a star when it's closed, but it definitely lacks when it's open, because you see all the different points and all the different pages. And I don't know how to fix that. But you know, I don't really want to. I have grown accustomed to it. And I like it now. I struggled with it for these last couple months that I haven't been doing any videos, and I would try to make myself come in and work in it, and it just kind of wasn't my thing. But you know, a lot of people say, well, don't push yourself to do things you don't want to do, and that there's good reason for that. I agree with that. But also, I'm the kind of person, for years, even though the book wasn't that interesting, I always finished them, because often they got interesting before I finished, and I was glad I read it. So now I don't so much, because I'm not as reading as much, and so my reading time is precious. But that's kind of, you know, when I start a project, I really want to push through and finish it. I have a ton of unfinished journals that I'm, quote, still working on. And so anyway, so that's what I'm doing. I hope you enjoyed looking at the journal. I bet every one of you have made a shaped journal. And I think making heart-shaped journals like Janet did, or mushroom-shaped journals, or round journals, they're a little bit easier to work with. This was so hard to put anything on. You had to cut around all these. And I have struggling so much as it is with my arm to try and move around all these points was not an easy thing. But anyway, I'm working at getting my mojo back, and I'm working at getting around. I went on a nice little weekend trip, and even though it was mostly driving, getting in and out of the car 1,000 times, because every time you go to the bathroom, every time you get out to eat, or you go into the hotel, or you go into a store and you have to get out, it just seems like we got in and out of the car, you know, so many times. And my daughter's car is a little bit high for me. I need a little step stool, and I actually have one, and I think I'm going to work at figuring out something for that. But anyway, I was really tired when I came home, and I realized too, sitting all day is not the answer either. So truthfully, after being out and about and doing things for a couple of days, I was a lot more mobile and getting around better at home too. So that's the trick. You just got to keep moving, keep going. Otherwise, I'm going to end up in a scooter all the time, or a wheelchair, or something. You'll find me in a little room, gluing with my glue sticks and cutting up little bits of paper and scattering paper confetti everywhere around me. And some nurse will be coming in and vacuuming it up, scolding me for the mess I'm making. And I don't want that. I want to stay home. So anyway, that's my deal. Okay. But I'm not guaranteeing I'm going to be making regular videos, but I do want to get back into it. And you know what I'm really wanting to do? I'm wanting to get back into my chunky, but it is so big, I can hardly work in it. But I have a little section here of pages that need, yeah, look at this. I have a whole little section here. And, you know, there's quite a few pages in this one section. Everything else is pretty much filled up. But this is what I'm going to get out and work on. Oh, look at there. There's another couple pages. But I'm going to get this out next time, and we'll take a look through it and find where I can work and what I can do, how I can add. I did add some backgrounds and some things in here. I've got a thing with thread lately, don't I? But anyway, that's a little teaser for next time. I'm going to get out my chunky junkie and I'm going to play in it because I really enjoyed these. Some of these pages I did tonight are kind of like chunky junkie pages, and I really enjoyed it. I thought, that's what I need. I need to get back in. I need to get my chunky junkie out and play in it. So I will talk to you guys later. Sorry for rambling. And let me see. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to give you guys a fortune. I used to do that a lot, and I found my little fortunes, and so I wanted to give you guys a little fortune. And if you are watching this on an even numbered day, a bird will be singing for you. So watch for that. A bird will be singing for you. And you'll know it when you hear it. And if you're watching this on an odd number day, something that you notice today will be important in your future. So be attentive to your surroundings because there's something that's going to be important in your future. And it's going to come to you today. So, okie doke. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.